Hello everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 48 from Hirogaru Sky PreCure, and I'm here all butterflied because my queen did that, baby. What an episode this was. This really felt like a last battle. I feel like every character really had their moment. And we're here closing arcs, we're here closing stories, well, opening new chapters in those characters' lives. And I just think this episode really hit the mark. Drama, action, emotion, everything was there. Even my baby Kabaton was there. I can't believe it. Anyways, let's talk. There's a lot to talk. So the episode started with Kai sitting, and she actually said what her memory had in her mind, and she showed her own versions of the story. And we had one specific moment in which Kai sitting gave a doll to Cure Noble or Eldane, and at that moment, in the original or in the correct version of the story, after that they stopped communicating. Skyland and Underg Empire stopped communicating. In Kaisening's version of the story, at that moment Eldane betrayed her and killed Kaiser. So that is what we know, at least at that point of the story. So there are two versions of the story. They are different and they are not compatible. They can't exist at the same time. So what's going on? At that point in the story, Kai Sitting had lost everything. So she really fell into despair. And it's interesting because in these last few episodes, we've been having a lot of mention towards something called the sea of Underg energy, and she starts mentioning the sea again because she is in despair. She is lost. There is no one that is close to her anymore. She's all alone. She is abandoned, and she simply puts all of the dark energy, all of the Underg energy in herself, and then she becomes something else. And it's nice that she calls herself Chikara, or power. And it's interesting because her as a character, she never really has a name. Her names are concepts. She is called Kai Sitting, which means Empress. And now when she becomes that she's called Chikara, which means power. So, those can be names. Obviously they can, but they're primarily something else and they're being used as names. So it's just interesting to point out. And so, basically a fight starts, and at that point we probably have the best animation of the episode. I feel like in terms of animation, that scene was the best one, and it was very, very cool. They all fought. Curious Sky asking for the power of the mixed palette for Butterfly, and Butterfly used the speed power on everyone, which is the yellow power. So, they all tried to fight, but they all had a hard time. Obviously, we're talking about the last battle, or not really, from Hirogaru Sky. And she was able, Kai Sitting was able, or Chikara was able to use her power and almost break the barrier. Actually, she was able to break the barrier because, Underg energy started entering Skyland. And at that moment, we had the Azure Guards using the Kira power to fight, and they were able to do that. That was very cool. But the Cures decided to separate themselves. Butterfly was the one. And I have to talk a lot about Ageha in this episode because she was the GOAT, baby. GOAT. She really was. When the girls, when everybody was scared at the start of the episode to stand up and fight against Chikara, she was the one who stood up first and said, let's go, let's do it. We've come so far, we've overcome so many obstacles, and it is time for us to stand up once again. She was the one to pull them together and, make them feel strong and believe in themselves. And there was a line in this episode that she says, Cure Butterfly is the one who will protect everybody. And, you know, this is also a way of protecting people. I feel like this is Ageha's character first and foremost. She's always there to uplift people. She's always there to be by their side, uplifting them, protecting them, doing what's best for them. And that's what she did in this moment. So they all stood up. And then in the second moment, she decided to go back to the city inside Skyland so that she would be able to fight and protect people. And she called Wing to go with her because Wing had to be there to, you know, reactivate the barrier again. We had Prism trying to use Prism Shine to illuminate Kaiserin's heart. And it's interesting here because when it came to Batamonda, when she used Prism Shine against Batamonda, she was able to do that. And we can think that Prism had something in her because she knew him. She had a time with Monda. Now with Kaiseri, she also does, but not as strong. And, you know, Curious Sky and Majesty, they also have this. And I feel like it makes a lot of sense for Sky and Majesty to battle while Prism tries to get her energy again. But she was not having the same confidence this time around. First, because she used the power once and it did not work. And in a second moment, she had to gather that energy again. And, you know, she was not feeling confident in herself. That is a very Mashiro thing to do, especially against a big enemy like that. And I love how they show Mashiro's personality a lot. I feel like it's also something very refreshing for PreCure for us to have a Cure who is not the main Cure to have a key role like this. But I feel like in this episode, as in general, everyone had a key role. So it just felt very magical to everybody. I think Hirogaru Sky is always making me very surprised when it comes to character usage. It's incredible, in my opinion. One of the best. And so when we go to Skyland, when we go to the city inside, we have some event. One of them is them trying to take people to Earth. Very smart, very, very smart plan. And it's putting Yo-Yo to usage in the last battle somehow, which is something very smart too. A character who's been supporting the Cures all along and is now present again in another form. I love it. And obviously that was not enough. And then we have Butterfly helping Betty and that big guy that I forgot the name. He is handsome though. And she helped him. She helped them with Butterfly Kiss. Girl, Butterfly stole the spotlight. I mean, everybody stole the spotlight in this episode, but she really did it. While Wing was also trying to connect everything again in the barrier, and it was very nice that they actually showed what Wing was doing. It was very cool. It would take a long time, baby, but it was very cool. And while Wing was there trying his best, we have the Kings returning, baby. We have Kabaton and Minoton. Girl, that was so cool. So first of all, we have Kabaton using his Welcome to Heaven power, his fart, and his fart was able to purify the Landborgs. What the what the hell? And Minoton also was able to purify the Landborgs with his punch. And it was interesting because both of them had a different way of, you know, using their powers. Kabaton stayed a whole week without farting to fart all at once. Oh my goodness. And Minoton said that he trained so much that his punch started to shine. So it's very nice when we think about Underg energy, the origins of the Underg energy and the power that they have, and the way Minoton was able to break free from what is supposed to be the destiny of Underg energy, of the Underg Empire residents. You know, strength is everything. Well, for he was able to find strength in a different way. Strength to purify and not to destroy like Underg energy usually does. And I thought that was so cool. Like he was able to find Kira Kira power on his own just by training. That was nice, actually. I really loved it. And so we had some more moments of Kabaton and Minotaur. We even had Batamonda. We didn't see Batamonda fight, but we did see Batamonda connecting a little bit and having a little moment with Captain Shalala. That dialogue was everything. And while Kabaton and Minotaur were fighting and defeating some Landborgs, they were also using the Underg Empire Tunnel to help people escape from Skyland. That was also very cool. And we had Tsubasa reflecting on his own journey in Hirogaru Sky. I really loved it because we didn't really have a moment for Tsubasa as a character to do that in these last few episodes. So I feel like that was the perfect moment for him to do something like that. And it's very nice that what they chose for Tsubasa as a character is a dream that is always changing, evolving, and molding to the situations that he is in. So he wanted to fly, and then he achieved that, and he wanted to protect Elle. He doesn't need to protect her anymore, and now his dream is to protect Skyland and create a great land for everyone. So I like that a lot for his character. But he wasn't feeling it. He also needed support. He also needed someone cheering on him. And who was there ready to do that? Ageha. Cure Butterfly came in, jumped in, used Butterfly Press. Baby. Come on, she used every bit of her power in this episode. She used Butterfly Kiss, Butterfly Press. It was everything. And she was ready to be there behind Tsubasa and say, I am Cure Butterfly, and Cure Butterfly's power is to protect everyone's dreams, is to support everybody, is to protect everyone. That is Ageha's character. That is what Ageha's been doing since the start of the season. And she just proved that she has the best shield in PreCure history, baby. She just proved it. So one of the things that they've been doing is that they've been getting power-ups. So we have Prism Shine, we have Sky with her Gold Punch, and now we have Butterfly creating the biggest shield ever to connect with Tsubasa's shield, to Wing's shield, and they expanded the power and protected Skyland once and for all. And in that moment, she also was able to shine gold because she also achieved that power. And to finish and connect with that, Wing was also able to do the same. He had someone supporting him. He had someone who was standing by him. And that's something that Ageha has been doing for a long time. She was always very supportive of Wing, of his dreams, and of his stuff. And he was able to, finish what he was doing with the barrier. And both of them were able to create a big barrier that protected Skyland. What a moment that was. I cried a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I cried a little bit. What a representative moment for Ageha's character and for Tsubasa's character. It was everything. And so they finished and then they went to help Minotaur and Kabaton because they were asking for help, baby. There were lots of monsters for them to fight. Oh my God, I was so happy to see Kabaton again. My husband is back. And at the same time, we had Sky and Majesty fight. And it was interesting because Kurinobu gave a little bit more of her power to Majesty last week. And now we can see Majesty actively using it. She was shining more. Kaiserin or Chikara or power was not able to hit her directly. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Chikara was actually using a power that was very similar to Lilymon from Digimon. You know, Flower Cannon from Lilymon? Baby, I could see that. And at the end, Cure Prism was able to gather enough energy, create a moment of light, and Prism Shine was able to purify Kaiserin's heart. And here's something that I feel like is very important, which is Prism with her power was able to do that, because I feel like that is something that Mashiro as a character is able to do. She is able to connect with people's hearts and take people's hearts and, you know, make their dreams shine. Because Mashiro is, from everyone in the cast, she is probably the most normal one. She is the only one that is human, and that is like a teenager or a child, which is part of like PreCure, like regular age, because Aga has also a human, but she's an adult, so she is someone who stands out in the PreCure franchise. And Mashiro doesn't. Mashiro is a regular person who we've seen a lot in the franchise. But because of that, she stands out a lot in Hirogaru Sky, because she is the only one who would be like a regular one. She is the regular one in this show, in this season. And I like that a lot, you know, getting the regular one to do the biggest things. That's incredible. And Kai Sitting was finally able to connect with the feelings that were there in her heart and understand that probably what happened in the past was not real, or what she thought was real was not real, because she started seeing the real thing. And then at the moment when everything was finished and she was hit by Sky and Prism's duo attack, very representative as well, you know, having Updraft Shining be the attack that would purify her. I also love that. Having that also made me feel warm-hearted, you know, very representative of PreCure in general. But when she fell down and when she was in the ground, she wasn't like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I was wrong this whole time. No, what she thought of was, what's in it for me anymore? I lost it all. If power isn't the strongest thing, what is it? That's what I was believing 300 years. I spent 300 years believing in this. What is it there is out there that is not power? So I love it. I love that she, like, being purified didn't give her the answer. It just didn't. And then it came the biggest anime betrayal, top 10 anime betrayals. That was the biggest anime betrayal ever to me. Spearhead coming back, hitting her from behind, and, you know, piercing a spear through her chest. Didn't you love her? What the hell is going on? So Spearhead came back. Spearhead has died, and now he returned. And when he did return, he told her that they all come from the sea of Underg energy. Again, the sea being mentioned. And Underg energy is something that is so powerful that strength is everything to them. Everything that comes from the sea of Underg energy has to have, in Spearhead's mind at least, has to have this philosophy. And well, right now, I don't know what I believe anymore, because I was really believing that Spearhead was doing what he's doing because that was his own twisted way of protecting Kai Sitting. But that's not what I believe anymore. I think he really believes in the philosophy that strength is power. And I don't know, like, I think everything he is doing is because Kai Sitting stopped believing that strength was power back in the day. Nowadays, when she was friends with Eldain, she never really believed in that. She never really believed that strength is power. So for her to believe that strength is power, Spearhead went all the way. Baby, what a crazy villain this is. And I love crazy and unhinged villains, but I believed Spearhead loved Empress Underg, and now I feel betrayed, so I hate him with a passion. Worst PreCure villain ever. Anyways, next week things are going to get very interesting. I feel like we're going to learn more from Scarehead and what actually happened in the past. I am so curious and I want him beat, baby. I want him beat. Episode 48, masterclass on PreCure, in my opinion. We just needed more fighting scenes, but I'm still holding on to next week. I feel like next week is going to be the bomb. Hero corner of this episode to me is very easy. Obviously, it's Butterfly's big, huge, humongous shield moment. I feel like it's not just because of the power, but it's also because of her representation in the whole show. What Butterfly actually is, what she represents, why she does what she does. I loved that. And obviously, I could say Kabaton's appearance too. I could say that. But I'm sorry. Ageha is Ageha. And I love her. You guys know. She is the queen of it all. Ageha, you rocked it, baby. Anyways, babies, this was my opinion on episode 48 from Hirogaru Sky PreCure. Please share yours in the comment box below. Let's keep talking about it. Anyways, this is it. I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up to now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.